Hey guys, we're going to be playing the game that I just finished making in around 11 hours, I think in total. It's called The Will of God. And in this game, you get to judge souls, and hopefully you get the right one or else you get fired. So, this is the main menu. Yeah, yes, the UI isn't the prettiest, but considering the time constraints, and I'm not an artist, I think it's pretty decent. So we have the start game button right here. This is basically God's, your iPad, essentially, your tablet, that you do all of your work as God's judge on. These are all the rules in the game. So basically, the red button over here will send a soul to hell, the black one sends into Limbo, and the blue one sends into heaven. And if you click on the questions of the over here, they'll have, each soul will have a little dialogue piece that they can pull out, and then you judge them based on that. So how do you judge if someone's good or bad? Well, for the most part, I try to make them as much as common sense as possible. Some of them are a little more non-common sense, but there's also the will of God down here. And the will of God will tell you what God likes at the moment. So if all of a sudden some little kid came up and just sucker punched a God, you might say, you know what? If they like kids, send them to hell because I fucking hate kids. It's just that kind of thing. And yeah, and there's quotas, which I'll just show you the game. It's pretty much like common sense. Quotas, how many of each you want to get, and if you fill it out, your failure meter goes down to 0, and you get more points. You are also timed. The timer is really, really forgiving at first, but if you fail, it goes down harshly. And if you succeed, it goes down a little bit, but not a lot. The idea is to get players to be able to play the game for a bit, because quotas take a minute to fill out, and it's just fun to play the game. I wanted to make the playtime a little longer. I might cut it down, because I want a mobile release at some point, so I might cut that down. So, for God's will, humans made a new religion for coffee: kill the traitors. So if I see a do you like coffee option over here, I can click on that. We'll click on which triggers you. My mom asked me to pause on my games, which also has an event for it. What do you think about yandere? I don't know what a yandere is. So the first one, not much as common sense. This one's kind of like middle ground. And middle ground, I try to associate with Limbo as often as possible. But they can, people that are good souls can have anxiety. And if it's a very low chance to get anxiety, but if they do, they can give a neutral answer. And if a neutral soul has anxiety, if they're just a little bit bad, they can get a good answer instead and mess you up, or they can get a bad answer and also mess you up. Bad souls, if they have really high charisma, they can give you a good answer. If they have low charisma, they can give you possibly a neutral answer. Otherwise, for the most part, they give you an honest bad answer, essentially a negative answer. So what triggers here? I think being triggered is an excuse for being a little bitch. That one's also not as much common sense, but it's also, I believe, an event for that as well. So should coffee be illegal? The coffee keeps the world running, and I think that's pretty good. So right here it says, I love yandere simulator. Let yanderes into heaven for senpai. So if I'm just gonna I need more punishments. And sometimes you gotta punish people that don't deserve it, because gotta make those deadlines. And as long as it takes 5 total failures to fail this out, and it does increase and decrease over time. I guess if I need one, I get it. It's got middle ground. Boom. Hentai games are more popular than me. This is treason. So now, my God, I'm getting bad luck with showing off the event system, because they're all random questions. All right. You're a good person. I'll send you to heaven. Alright. Should coffee illegal? I don't like caffeine. I just don't like your answer. So where's the answer at? Should coffee illegal? Do you own any guns? Strong and flashes. Alright, so it's kind of a not chaotic evil answer. Screw atheists. Are you religious? I've been a pretty holy person, which is I'm pretty religious. Oh, you messed up elsewhere. Alright, why would you do that for? That's a good answer. Dun 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 dun. Keeps the world going. They just like change up pretty. Like, these are also random times. They're not 100% every single time. So I guess so. I don't remember. Very neutral. Facebook message popped up. That's what my button was on for. Facebook button was fucking my shit. But it's fine. Alright, so sex is sinful. Do you believe sex is sinful? I should believe. Oh, you don't think sex is sinful? Hell, man. Sorry, dude. You gave the wrong answer. Do you believe sex is sinful? I'm not a fan, but I hear the kids like it. I think that's a good answer. No, it was a neutral answer. Because it wasn't like discrediting sex as a whole. Oof. Are you religious? No, you're pretty smart. I guess it makes logical sense. You're there. I might switch out a couple of answers like that. So a couple of answers don't seem as logical as they once did. But that's the thing with doing a game jam in 11 hours. Should coffee be illegal? I don't like caffeine. If I need one, I guess we could have gotten. Oof, I think it's neutral. Can I get a game or a sex question? Okay. Have you played a hard toy game on itch? You click on that. So that's bugged. Pretty much it's gonna be bad. Bad answer. Most likely a bad answer. Do you believe in vaccinations? You put ice cream in your pocket. I don't really remember. Screw atheists. Are you religious? Well, I'm here. Okay, so you're not really religious. You're a bad person. I need 2 more Limbos, so I'm just gonna limbo the next few people no matter what they really say. And that's just how, like, if I get lucky, they won't give me any failures. Most likely though, they'll give me failures. That will give me failures. And now you can see that my score just went up, and boom, I got a new quota. Now, let's say I don't want to answer questions, I don't have time to answer questions. I can spend 100 points seeing what they are. But that also means I get less money at the end of the game. But for the sake of things, oh, I never actually changed that with textures. Oof, that's my bad. I gotta fix that. But yeah, you can see I'm getting a lot of. Oh, that must not be good. Oh no. But yeah, so that is the game. With a few more bug fixes, because it's a GAM prototype, done in very few hours without much testing. But yeah, you can download this on itch.io, which I will put in the link for that. I'll also put a link to my social media in the description as well. And I failed. Oof. But yes, hopefully this game appeals to some of you guys. Hopefully some of you guys like it. It was a weird concept I came up with, and I'm really hoping it turns out in some way. If people do enjoy it, I have bigger plans that's a lot more hectic that a couple of me and my friends came up with. And I really like their ideas and fully am ready to implement them. Basically, we're talking about Afterlife Tycoon, and that sounds interesting. But first, this game's gotta do decent, I guess. It's gotta appeal before you make it big. Thanks guys for watching, and hopefully you download the game and enjoy it. Catch you later.